Jeff, the host of the Gridiron.
Welcome to the Gridiron, baby! If you can give this video a thumbs up or maybe share this video, that would be absolutely freaking awesome. I have no idea why. If you give this video a thumbs up or share it, I'll be absolutely thrilled to death. If you subscribe to my channel, thank you. If not, please go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon. That way next time I go live or if I put a video out, you'll be notified. And it's free of charge. What do you got to lose? But if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. If you want to help support my channel out, description box below, very top link in the description box takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. Each one has their own little perks to them. So once again, if you want to help support my channel out, it would mean so much to me, and I thank you in advance. And also, all the way down at the bottom of the description box, there's a link takes you to my Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. We have over 9,400 members in the group. It's doing simply marvelous, might I add. Basically, if I'm alive and breathing and if I got internet access, I am putting stuff in this group darn near 365. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. Please join it. You will not be dissatisfied. I promise. Well, guys, it is, it's just, what do you, it's just, I don't know. I mean, sometimes you just, I guess, start after a while, you start running out of words. It's just absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. Don't know if they I guess that they gave up on my computer's going screw here. They gave up. I mean, as he lost the locker room, oh my God, my freaking computer is absolutely horrible here. But it's just another game, and it's just another, especially at home too. Just so mind-boggling. Absolutely so mind-boggling. I mean, how at home we're just like absolute trash. Absolute horrible. So you don't know if some of the guys, maybe, putting in their 2 cents worth as far as maybe not liking the way that happened with Daniel Jones, but man, I'll tell you what, boy, this is really, I mean, it's absolutely horrible. I mean, we really made the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think they're 5-6 now. I think, made a very, very at mediocre Tampa Bay Buccaneer team look just like the greatest team that ever walked the earth. We're going to go over a little bit here, like, kind of like with Malik and Sexy. They're, kind of, voicing some of their displeasure, right? Obviously, how the game went and all of that, but also maybe it's some of their teammates. Yeah, I mean, the season's over. It's gone. It's, even by some miracle of God, they would have won the next 6 games, which ain't going to happen. It'd be 8-9. They're still not going to make the playoffs. So it's like the season's over. You're kind of wondering, as Dabes/Shane kind of lost maybe some of the locker room. I mean, at least kind of like last year when they were, toward the end, they lost some tough games. Yeah, I mean, they were getting blown out early, early on. But let's go to there. I mean, what we got? 2023 New York Giants. All right, here we go. All right. Now, early on, right, when we needed, um, could have really used some good performance and all this when they were kind of getting blown out. The final game of the season, we had absolutely nothing to play for except for pride. Eagles came to town. We beat the Eagles. Hadn't beat the Eagles since George Washington was. Well, I mean, it's been just about a couple of years. I mean, beat them. At MetLife Stadium. But I mean, it just seemed like that way. We don't beat the Eagles. We beat the Eagles. We had nothing to play for. Final game, then we lost by 1 point to the Rams. Once again, the season was over with. We have a third string quarterback in it, Tyrone Taylor back and forth, and I mean, just nothing to play for. And I said, the second to last game against the Rams, we lost by 1 point. Then we went on the road in Philly, where we never play well, never do well, always lose. We lost, but what was it, 7 or 8? We lost by 8 points. We lost by one score, right? We lost to New Orleans, but then the week before that, we beat the Packers. Was it Monday Night Football? I believe it was. It was either Monday. I couldn't remember if it was Monday or Sunday. Then we beat the Patriots. We whooped up on the Commanders. Of course, we lost, But I mean, the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The last 6 out of the last 7 games. So basically, a lot of times when we had almost like a third string quarterback in there, almost every game and all, we had nothing to play for. This, that, and the other thing. The Giants fought. They fought, except for that one. Remember the one game against the Saints? Remember the Saints were making fun of the Giants and all of that because Tommy Cutlets was in there, and the Giants didn't. Remember that Giants had 193 yards of offense. Yeah, not real good. But remember New Orleans was making fun of the Giants. But I mean, the Giants were at least fighting. I said, now last game of the season, right? The Eagles come in and the Giants have absolutely nothing to play for, right? And the Giants, 27-10. We made them, and we really outplayed them. Really outplayed the Eagles. And that just doesn't happen. Giants outplay Eagles. Usually it's Eagles outplay Giants. It's not Giants outplay. So, I mean, they were in there. They were fighting. Right? And they had nothing to play for except for pride. Here it's like, once again, it's like almost every week. Once again, it's like there's like nothing in the first half. Nothing. I don't know. It's like they think maybe it's not okay to score points in the first half or something. I'm not sure. I mean, how you down with 23-0 at halftime? I mean, it's like where's the defense at? I mean, what the? I mean, are you serious? I mean, look at these drives. I mean, one of them, 1 or 2 of them were in the second half. But I mean, these drives here was just. Where are we at here? Let's get these drives. I mean, holy cow! Here we go, play-by-play. All right, so Tampa Bay took the ball. 14 plays, 70 yards, 8.5 minutes. They just methodically walked 8.5 minutes. Just walked down the field, 14 plays, and touchdown. Giants get the ball, 4 plays, punt. Then, hey, like a little miracle of God. Tampa Bay, 4 plays and a punt. And the Giants, well, I mean, I don't know. I guess Daboll I guess maybe it was kind of like, we got nothing to lose. Let's get a little spark here. Let's try to do something. So it was 4th and 1 on, I couldn't remember if it was the 38, 39, or the 37. I don't know. I mean, it's like, if you make it, maybe you give your team a little bit of a spark or something like that. I get it, but it's like, so Wandale got stuffed for no gain. So now, of course, now you give them a short field, and they made the they went 33 yards, but we held them out of the end zone. Right now, was that the one? I'm trying to think here. 4th and goal to 4. Yeah. Peter Van reported the tackle. Okay, fumbles touched, recovered by I mean, that was the one where we managed to hold them to a field goal. So okay, they we kept them out of the red zone. That was the one time they got into the red zone where they kept. I think there were 4 out of 5 in the red zone. But that was the one where the ball was just laying on the ground, and the Giants defensive players are looking around, maybe to play a game of cards or something like that, or maybe they were going to talk about what they were going to do after the game or something. They got a ball laying on the field. Of course, Baker Mayfield jumps up. Could have prevented 3-point. It really is. It's absolutely amazing how, like, whenever there's a bad play, a negative situation, it's always against the Giants. It's absolutely amazing. Absolutely freaking amazing. So that was the one, we kept them, at least kept them out of the end zone, but it was 10-7 already. The game was over because we only scored 7 points, although of course at the time they didn't know it, but then, I mean, with these drives, it's just like, okay. Then they went 7 plays, 82 yards in 3 minutes and 41 seconds. So now it's 17. Oh, wait, what is that the one they missed the extra point? No, it was good. Okay. So it was 17. Then we went 6 plays, 27 yards, which for the Giants in the first half to go 27 yards in a drive was freaking phenomenal. Then we punted, and then they went, and we got down to the 14-yard line. Okay, maybe we can stem the tide, right? Nope. 9 plays, 86 yards. And they left with 12 seconds. After they scored, there was 12 seconds left. So that would be, right? That was extra point. That was the extra point. I couldn't remember if it was the when they went up 16 or 17, or was it 23? But okay, so it was 17. Then they scored this one touchdown. Left 12 seconds left in the first half, and then of course at least they missed the extra point, which that was nice, touching, right? So it's 23-0 at halftime. I mean, how many games at home could we go? It just. Yeah, then we had then I mean, of course, pretty much the game was pretty much almost because you figure 23 points, that's at least 3 touchdowns. You got to get 2 2-point conversions, and so basically the Giants got to score 3 touchdowns, get 2 2-point conversions, and hold the Buccaneers out of the end zone. So that's not happening, right? So basically the game is over. But, I mean, at least the Giants, they came out with a little bit, and this is where, of course, once again, Tracy, what did we get down to the 5? Direct snap, obviously, to Tracy. And it got no, it was first down. Once again, it was first down. Oh, what's up, buddy? Lost it. He might have, man. Might have. Yeah, I mean, that's a possibility. And I toward the end of our program here about Dabes, but kind of wondering, I mean, did he lose the rock on him? Then the thing is that what Mara was saying was like, because he doesn't want this to keep turning this stuff over every 2, because I mean, it's really tough, to get something going. every 2-3 years you keep new GM, new coach, new coach, new GM. Yeah. So it's like he gave him a vote of confidence, but it's like, I don't know if they came in as a pair. I don't know if they're going to leave as a pair. Who knows? But I mean, things aren't looking really good. But, I mean, I'll tell you what. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Daniel Jones, we're going to talk about him a little bit too. If he goes someplace and he starts lighting it up, Mr. Maris, he might casually just start sticking sticks of dynamite in MetLife Stadium, like each day, but for, casually just come in there, not with a whole bunch, because then people would notice, but maybe have a couple sticks of dynamite, in his trousers, pull one out, shove it in this pole here, pull another one out, shove it in, and just walk away. And the next day come back with a couple more sticks of dynamite. And then after doing that for about maybe 2 months, after the season's over with, maybe somewhere toward the end of January, we just put, maybe a couple hundred sticks of dynamite in MetLife Stadium, just push it and just blow it up. Blow it up, baby. Yeah, well, that's the thing. They came in there together. They're going to, but he gave him the vote of confidence. It's like, I don't want to, turn him over. And I think it was Rich Eisen was talking about too. He's like, said they really like Daboll. They really like Daboll. But the thing is, it's like, I mean, if we get blown out by the Cowboys with Cooper Rush, hey, tip your cap to the Cowboys. Things were looking bad. They got a backup quarterback in there. They're on the road against the Washington Commanders, all this stuff and everything. And they won. Good kudos for them. Well, I tell you, what a that game, I think it was like 13-7 with like 6.5 minutes to go. And somehow they put up like 900 points in the last like 6 minutes of that game. It was just like up and down. It was. I mean, of course, I think the kick, the onside kick got returned back for a touchdown, but then they had that's when Daniels completed the 86-yard pass. The dude just ran through the whole team. Of course, the extra point got met. It was a bad snap or whatever. So I don't know if it threw his timing or whatever. But that was a crazy game. But tip your cap to the Cowboys. But also it helps the Cowboys because now they got 4 wins. So they're put there as far as the draft. So they're getting pushed farther down, right? So I'm the only one here, bro. So, yeah. I'll tell you. Absolutely horrible. But then, let's see. So I said, back with Tracy, I mean, we might have found something, this, that, and the other thing. Tracy's better than all this stuff. I'll tell you what, dude. I mean, I can't say, almost say that he gave away the game against the Panthers, right? Fumbled there, fumbled here. I mean, and you want to lose your job really fast. I mean, you start fumbling the ball. I mean, down 23-0. March. I'm sorry. The 5-yard line. It was first down too. Now I don't know. That could have been a situation where hey, we're down by 75 touchdowns. Daboll's like, we're going for 4 downs, right? So 4-down territory. So that was first down. It wasn't like that was 4th down. Then he lost a fumble or something. He got hit at the line of scrimmage or whatever. That was first down. We probably had 3 more shots at the end zone. It's a possibility we might have scored a touchdown. But, I mean, that just killed the drive right there. I mean, possibly. Now, once again, the same thing with that is you don't know if Daboll would have gone for 2, because we haven't made a 2-point conversion, I don't think, all year long. Or if he would have gone for 1, or what the heck would have happened. But that was a killer right there. We could have possibly got back at 23-7, right? Maybe. Let's say then of course then the ifs, and right from that then the killer was right after that the Bucs 95 yards, 7 minutes, 12 plays, 30-0. Unbelievable. Then, of course, at least the Giants responded from that. But, I mean, by that time, it was just, 13 plays, 65 yards. That's when Motor got in the end zone. Well, but first down at the, hold on. Oh, there we go. Sure, right to Robinson, but the penalty on Diane Johnson, the Panther interference in the third quarter. There we go. Yeah, Singletary, 1 yard. I couldn't remember if it was 1 yard or 2 yard. Yeah, Singletary. So, but I mean, just sad, freaking horrible. I'm a disabled vet with emotional issues being there. Oh, I bet not. Being a New York fan, period. The Jets or the Giants. I mean, at least the Jets had playoff aspirations going into the season. I mean, man. I saw this article here. Patty Traina from SI.com. She writes on a couple different platforms. But one of them she gave a report card, and she goes over some of the things. So they scored obviously the offense she brings up first. She talks about 7 points, 4.4 yards per play. No wonder why the Giants are lost. Now to go the other way here. The let's see what the Bucs here. I'm gonna have to pull this up here. Okay, team stats. There we go. All right. Yards per play. 7.3 yards per play the Bucs had. So basically, every 2 plays the Bucs ran, they got about 15 yards. Brian Daboll was looking toward new quarterback Tommy DeVito, who was providing a spark for the offense, but instead the unit fizzled out faster than an open bottle of soda. The offense ran 18 plays in the first half, resulting in 0 points. 18 plays. They failed to produce a first down on 4 of their 10 drives. And stop us if you've heard this before, but the offense couldn't get it into any kind of a rhythm. And plus, I mean, not to mention once again, is that, like nothing in the first half. Nothing. Tyrone Tracy's lost fumble, the 6th lost ball by the Giants running backs this season, killed their best drive, as that miscue happened on the Bucs 5-yard line, and the Giants scored just once despite making it into plus territory 4 times out of their 10 drives. DeVito. All that talk about seeing improvement in his game was probably just that, talk. He looked lost out there. To be fair, the offensive line didn't help. Of course, Illuminor getting injured didn't help either, right? The offensive line gave up 4 sacks and 9 quarterback hits. Yes, Daniel Jones was a problem, but thinking that replacing him would cure all the offense was a pipe dream. The defense, my goodness. Where was the defense? Missed tackles and poor run defense once again doomed this unit. The run defense is just horrible. Missed tackles, at least 10 of them. I mean, you got maybe 4 or 5 in a game. Okay, maybe 6 at the most, but you start hitting into double digits. That's horrible. Absolutely horrible. The Giants have done a horrible job at tackling this year. How many of those business decisions, right, is hard to say, but at this point in the season, missed tackles happening at such an alarming rate shouldn't be the case. The next time the Giants' run defense steps up to the plate will be a first. Guys just aren't getting off blocks, taking proper angles, or filling gaps. Dexter Lawrence can't do this all by himself, and it's clear that the young talent this team is counting on for its defensive front is just not making the grade. Maybe it's just me, but the Giants' lack of response when Bucs quarterback Baker Mayfield decided to mock the Giants by mimicking Tommy DeVito's Italian pinch celebration spoke volumes. Do you think the Giants of yesteryear would allow an opponent to get away with such a classless act by an opponent, regardless of the score? Nah, I don't think so. The special teams unit was the only one of the three that did contribute to the did not. Jamie Gillen punted well, placing 3 of his punts inside the 20. Graham Gano didn't have any field goal attempts, which might have been a good thing given the windy conditions on the field. Smith marked set and a nice 33-yard punt return. Yes, he did. On a day, and the Giants' kickoff coverage unit limited the Bucs to only 6 yards. Coaching. The bye week didn't do the Giants any good, nor did all the good practices that head coach Brian Daboll claimed the team had. And speaking of Daboll, if there is any doubt about his control of the locker room slipping away, look no further than postgame when not one, not two, but multiple players spoke out about the team being soft and how some guys weren't giving it their all. We're going to go over that in a little bit. Look no further than Malik Neighbors, who angrily telling reporters to ask Daboll why he wasn't more involved in the passing game. Yep. I mean, the thing was, it's like he had like no targets in the first half. So we got nobody tackled, nobody blocked. Bowen and business decisions. Yeah. LT would take a shot at the disrespectful enemy player. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Sure. Yep. Oh, yeah. But, I mean, they were asking Malik. It's like, what, what, he didn't do anything in the first half, and what's going on? But it's like I didn't throw him in the ball in the first half. It's like, what do you want me? He's like, what do you want me to do? Chewing on his gum. What do you want me to do about it? So, I mean, you got your best offensive weapon. You got to find a way to get the ball into the guy's hands. Whether it's jet sweep, he's running the motion, you hike the ball here, flip it to him, let him do something. Get him in the backfield, take a direct snap, anything, screen, something, anything. I mean, you got, I don't know. Did he have like 13 guys covering him on each play? You couldn't get a pass to him? Your best offensive weapon in the first half? Yeah. Wow. Well, it goes to show you, because in the second half, I think it said he had 9 targets, but he caught 6 balls for 66 yards, I think, 65 yards or something. Hey, he did that in the first half. Hey, he'd have himself a heck of a game. I mean, the guy's having a not too bad of a season, and we're just total trash. Total trash. Sorry for my soul, Lions. Sorry for no super. That's all right. Hey, man, I tell you, I'm used to this. Somebody chat with somebody, and it's like, usually it's not much good to talk about. A lot of times when I'm talking to somebody early, especially maybe before the season starts, you might have some, oh, yeah, we might win a few games this year. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But then as the season progresses, it's like, yeah, we suck. Yeah, it's not right. Absolutely horrible. And then we got a short week here. We got to go to Dallas. And I'm sure they'll be coming off, but once again, you got to play the games and yada, yada, yada and all that. But, I mean, if you look at what the Cowboys did in Washington and you look what the Giants did at home against the Bucs and you carry that to Thursday, you don't have much high hopes at all about the Giants. But you got to play the games, right? But, the Cowboys got to be riding high and the Giants – got to be riding kind of low. But this here, if there's anything good about it, Giants hold the 2nd overall pick in the draft, which is cool. All right. A very, very small consolation prize. The Giants did move up. The Titans won. Let's see. The Titans really tried to give it away. Really, really. They had an interception return for a touchdown. They were winning 23-17, I think it was, and they were driving. And then I don't know. I didn't see it, but I was following on my phone, and they threw an interception, ran it back for a touchdown, had it down 24-23. The dude muffs a freaking punt The Texans get the ball, kick a field goal from us. So basically, they gave the Texans 10 points that the Texans shouldn't have had. They outplayed them and all and everything. But thankfully, the Titans were the better team, and they won, especially when Stroud ran out of the back of the end zone. So, but so the Titans won, so that was good. Early on, the Raiders, they were winning, but they faded. They're not very good. They're just about as bad as the Giants are. But if you look, I mean, the Giants are now. So we got 3 teams that are 2-9. Obviously, Jacksonville, the Giants, and the Raiders. Now, Jacksonville's strength of schedule is 492. The Giants is 516, and the Raiders is 533. Then there's a bunch. Was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? There's 5 teams, okay, that have 3 losses. So, and the Giants, their strength of schedule. So if the Giants were to win a game, they would go from, if the Giants were to win a game and win three games, they would probably move up to like 8th place. They would probably go from like 2nd to 8th because of their strength of schedule. So we got 6 games left to go. I mean, once again, anything can happen. Anything can happen. But the Giants, it's nice to see that they're 2nd. All right. Giants currently hold the 2nd overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, following with a 30-7 loss to the Bucs. The 2-9 Giants are one of 3 remaining 2-win teams in the NFL, along with Jacksonville and the Raiders. They moved up in the draft order this week, climbing from 4th overall to 2nd. The boost in draft pick is thanks to both their loss to the Bucs as well as losses by the Panthers and the Commanders to weaken the Giants' strength of schedule. So that's good. So it's, the Giants obviously by losing is good, but the opponents that the Giants play, you want them to lose as well too, because that makes the Giants' strength of schedule weaker. And the worse their strength of schedule is, the better. You'd think it would be opposite. You know what I mean? It's like if the Giants' strength of schedule was like, say, 700, right? And they're tied with somebody else whose strength of schedule is 500, you figure, well, the Giants are really getting screwed. They're playing a tougher schedule, right? And they're losing all these games because they're playing tougher teams, right? So maybe they should get the better pick. No, it's the team, obviously, that has the weaker schedule because they only have two wins, just like the Giants, but obviously Jacksonville has a weaker schedule. That means they're losing against weaker teams. That means that Jacksonville sucks even more than the Giants do. So therefore, Jacksonville gets the number 1 pick. So, but they say, there was I did a video, whatever it was, a week or so ago, saying that the Raiders have a better chance of getting the number 1 overall pick than the Giants do. They were talking about, because with Jacksonville, quite possibly Lawrence might come back and possibly, lead the Jaguars to maybe a victory or 2, right? Team's mental health is a bad thing. This tank. Oh yeah. I mean, the players aren't. I mean, the players aren't tanking to get a better draft pick. If they're making business decisions, it's because they're making business decisions. They're like, I'm not getting hurt. What am I getting hurt for this team for? The problem is that it's on film. So if you're making business decisions, you got to tell your next employer, who puts on the tape, yeah, sit down. Hey, you want a beer? Yeah, sure. Here you go. Let me crack this one open. Yeah. Let's watch some film for last year. Let's see what's going on here. Huh? Let's look at the end of the Giants season last year. Right? Remember you were cornerback for the Giants last year. Remember that? Yeah. How much you want a year? You want 15? Yeah. Okay. Let's put some film on here. Huh? I got a little, they're running. You got a guard coming at you here. You're supposed to make a play on this here. What happened here? What you almost ran off the field. What's going on here? Did you try to make a tackle? Was that a business to see? What's going on? I mean, stuff's on film. So if other teams, or I'm sorry, if the players aren't performing well, it's because it's the business. It's not like there ain't nobody in that locker room's like, you know what, let's just lose every game because that way we'll get a real good draft pick and that will be no, they ain't doing that. I mean, they're some of the players are trying and maybe some of them are already, pack their bags for the season, right? So they're making business decisions, but nobody's tanking. I mean, none of these players are, So the problem is, of course, if you start hearing, with social media and all that stuff and everything, so I'm sure that really screwed some of the players' heads. Oh yeah, that's the problem about being in New York, man. I mean, I'll tell you what, if things are good, boy, whew, man, you're living like a king, but if it can be really bad, really, it can be a bad place to be, boy. I'll tell you, if things aren't going so well. But they say that, the Raiders with having, I think the Raiders are third right now. The Giants are second, and the Jaguars are first. But they're kind of what I saw in an article, whatever it was, about a week or so ago. They were thinking maybe if Lawrence comes back, he might help them win a game or so, win a game or a couple games. And the Jaguars will obviously go from number one to whatever. But apparently they were thinking that the Giants might actually somehow win a football game or two, as where maybe the Raiders won't. And the thing is now with Minshew, I think it's his shoulder. I think it is. He might be out for the season. So. It'd be kind of funny. I mean, I don't know. We're going to talk about Daniel Jones, but I mean, it'd be interesting if where Daniel Jones might wind up going. But I mean, if Minshew mania, I mean, if he's out, good luck because they were beating the Broncos, and I'm not sure if it's all of a sudden their offense started going down the tubes once Minshew got hurt. I didn't see the game, but he's out. So I mean, I'll tell you what, the Raiders are going to have a hard time winning the football games. Let me tell you what. Cam Ward coaching is that Sanders would fit in better in Las Vegas. His father don't want him here. Yeah, that's another thing. I don't, I don't, because he's got his son, his son, and a guy Hunter. Too, so he may not want either one of those guys coming here. And of course, Hunter's not, can be a cornerback / wide receiver, right? Go figure that. But I mean, if Sanders goes to, just say he goes to the Raiders, right? If the Giants, for whatever reason, don't like Ward and they go to try to pick Hunter, I wonder if Papa Prime would allow that to happen. I don't know if, I mean, because the Raiders have been a freak show too for a long time. I mean, you can certainly see, and if sitting from afar, if Papa Prime doesn't want his players coming to the Giants, I guess hard to argue with that. But I mean, the Raiders have been a shit show for a long time too. I mean, Al Davis's son. I mean, maybe he likes Antonio Pierce as the coach. I don't know, but I mean, they've been horrible for a while. So I mean, I don't know. I couldn't imagine wanting to go to either, but maybe he does like something. Now Sanders did say that he liked Malik Neighbors last season. I think he said Malik was his favorite wide receiver last season. So, But once again, I don't know if his father's going to want him to come here or not. So we'll have to wait and see. But as of right now, anyway, the Giants have the second overall pick in the draft, which is cool. But then, speaking of, good old Malik and Sexy, they were not very happy, right? Afterwards, calling their teammates soft, right? Not everybody's giving it their all. Some guys, maybe what you were saying, maybe bringing business decisions. They were not. The Giants called soft by Dexter Lawrence and Malik Neighbors after their loss to the Bucs. Oh yeah. Yes, Sexy was not very happy. The worst thing you can call an NFL player is soft after the Giants' embarrassing 30-7 loss to the Buccaneers on Sunday. Two players used that word to describe the way the team played. We played soft, and they beat the you-know-what out of us today, said star defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence. We missed a lot of tackles. We didn't contain Baker Mayfield well on his scrambles. We didn't cover well. It's soft to me. I don't think we lack effort. I think we were just not doing well tackling and covering on defense. Rookie Malik Neighbors called the team soft as F-U-C, you-know-what. I'm tired of going out there and losing, Neighbors said. It's just that. Neighbors was upset by and not being targeted upset by after not being targeted in the second half. What? I don't know what this article is weird. He wasn't targeted in the first half. He finally got started getting targeted in the second half. He should have been targeted in the first half. First play of the game should go right to him. Get the dude involved. First, second quarter, I don't get the ball, Neighbors said. Start getting targets at the end. I mean, can't do nothing. Start getting the ball when it's 30-0. What do you want me to do? What do you want him to do, right? Let's see here. Lawrence, a veteran leader who has grown tired of losing after 6 mostly fruitless seasons with the Giants, understands what the rookie Neighbors is feeling. Lawrence said his frustration level was a 10. Tired of losing. This season we have a good team, and this season is not turning out the way it should. And it's frustrating. I get his frustration, Lawrence said. I have it too. But you got to go out and lead. Keep going. Keep giving it my all. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my best to bring guys along as best as I can. Lawrence was asked for his definition of soft. I'm saying soft is we didn't execute our calls well. We played with a lot of effort, he said. Soft is not executing well, and soft to me, soft to not execute well. Oh, it's soft to not execute well. Lawrence is still trying to lead his team. I think it's always can get better. It's a process right now. It's a long process that I'm here for. I'm going to keep leading, doing all the things I can on the field to lead, he said. Talking to the guys I need to talk to, the defense, the guys on the offense, whoever. One thing Lawrence wasn't standing for were questions that gave him an opening to pin blame on the offense or pit the offense versus the defense. They put 30 on us or however many points they put on us, so we didn't do our job to create short fields or create turnovers. And once again, another game with no interceptions by the Giants defense. Absolutely pathetic. Neighbors was not targeted in the first half when the Giants fell behind 23-0. All 9 of his targets came in the second half when the Giants were doing a little more than compiling stats to finish out the game. He was not happy about it. I don't blame him, man. He said, talk to Daves about that, Neighbors said, when asked why he isn't getting the ball earlier in the game. They come up to me and ask me what plays I want, and that was that. I don't know. The awful outcome came in the Giants' first game since Daboll was benched and ultimately waived. The offense obviously did not get better. Obviously, it ain't the quarterback, Neighbors said. Same outcome when we had DJ at quarterback. Took a lot. It ain't the quarterback. Well, it's Leak not getting the ball. Oh, yeah. I mean, first play of the game. I mean, take Tommy DeVito. Shake his hand and say, brother, first play of the game, just stand on the sideline. Leak, you get in the backfield. We're snapping the ball. You do whatever you want with it. I mean, get the ball to the guy. I mean, you should get him the ball once a drive. I mean, if it's 3 and out or whatever, get the ball in his hands. Let him try to do something, right? I mean, he had 9 targets. There were apparently not one in the first half. I mean, there's ways of getting guys the ball. Just, I don't know. How do you feel about Rex Ryan as defensive coordinator? Well, Rex, man, he's been out for a long time. I mean, I love that when he was here with the Jets. I mean, he took the Jets to the championship with Sanchez and all that. The champion, I love his moxie and all that stuff and everything. It's just that he might be a hard guy to you're going to need the right head coach to be able to. He's kind of like a Wink kind of thing. You know what I mean? And if you got like 2 dominating guys or something like that, they could be once again button heads. But I mean, I like them. I mean, I like Rex. Oh yeah. Draft the next batch. Well, I don't know, man. It's it was talking about bringing up the Mara. Said, I don't plan on making any moves in the offseason. And so he gave him a vote of confidence. But the thing is, man, you start losing. I mean, you lost 30-7 here. I mean, what if you lose like 30-7 to the Cowboys? You lose a couple more games. 28-0 and stuff. I mean, is he going to stand there for that? Keep watching. I mean, I said at least last season, toward the end of the season, when we had nothing to fight for at all. The Giants were in almost every game. They got blown out the one game against the Saints. But all the other games, they were in them. They didn't win too many of them, but they were in them. They were fighting. They were in them. I said in the last game of the season against the Eagles, we had nothing to fight for. The Eagles, always kicking the crap out of us and everything. We won it. We dealt them a defeat. We outplayed them decisively and all in there. You got to hold your hat on that. But I'll tell you what, boy, it's just. Whew. But they talk about like it's not the quarterback's fault. I mean, you say you get the same results, with Daniel Jones as you got now. But I mean, the thing is, we're paying Daniel Jones, first string money. Tommy DeVito is a second or third string quarterback. So you're not. I mean, it's. I mean, how much of a boost to the offense was he? I mean, even last year when we did win some games, he did put up. I mean, if you look last year, we scored 10 points against the Patriots when DeVito was in there. Now, he'd had that one game against the Packers. Yeah, right. He scored 6 points against the Saints. What did we score? 10 points against the Jets. So he didn't. A lot of the games he didn't put up phenomenal numbers. But I mean, the guys are talking about it's like it's not the quarterback's fault. Certainly not saying it is the quarterback's fault. But I mean, we had like a second or / third string quarterback in there. Abel lost the long, Judge lost, McAdoo lost. Oh yeah. Shador. Well, that's if Papa Prime lets him come here. Now, the thing is like if you look at it right now, I mean, you got Jackson, once again, long way to go. You win one game, and I think if the Giants were to win one game, they would go maybe from second to like 8th. That's win one. I mean, then you can forget about Shador, right? But the thing is like the way it is right now, even if the Giants are second, you're like, cool. But you got Jacksonville at number 1. They probably don't want a quarterback now. And that interesting thing is, with them, if they let Peterson go, because I mean they're almost just about as bad as the Giants are. I mean, as far as a joke this season, the new regime that comes in, they're going to want Lawrence, probably. But then you got a team up there at number 1. who doesn't need a quarterback, right? So if one of these teams is really, really in love with Shador, right? It's like, they can jump the Giants at number 2 and go and trade with Jacksonville. So unless the Giants might want to, just swap with Jacksonville. But once again, we got a long way to go. Taking Travis Hunter, we're losing out. We head to Vegas. Oh yeah. But I mean, the thing is, if we're 2 and Vegas is 3, that wouldn't prevent Vegas from trading with or trying to trade with Jacksonville and jumping the Giants. Then they got their pick of whatever quarterback they want. And there might be maybe somebody worth it, maybe taking a shot on or something like that. But if you looked at Milroe, maybe his potential might be there, maybe down the road or something like that. But he wasn't setting the world on fire yesterday. Or I guess right now it's Monday, so maybe 2 days ago. I guess Oklahoma wasn't even ranked, I don't think. They scored 3 points? So Shador did good. He had, he's got to watch out. He's not pushing referees. I'm a little bummed out. The one dude tried to take his knees out. And that one, after Shador let that pass go, then the dude, he lets the pass go. And then like out of nowhere, the guy comes in the frame and like takes his knees out. Wow, man. Wow, I'm surprised that didn't start some type of brawl. Cam Ward, pause. Jacksonville will most likely trade down. Oh, yeah, they had Jacksonville. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Get themselves some extra picks. Oh, absolutely. Because they don't need a quarterback. Yeah, well, they're just taking calls. Absolutely. Absolutely. How do you feel about Cam Ward? I don't know. I don't watch a heck of a lot of the college. Pretty much there's this was about a week ago anyway. PFF had first round grades on 3. Now I don't know if they still have a first round grade on Milroe or not. I don't know, but they had on Sanders and Ward. They had 2 guys they had first round grades on. So, but it doesn't matter what I think or whatever. It's about who, does Daboll think that, or Shane and Daboll think that, one of those guys can lead them to the promised land. Right. I said, but I don't, haven't watched a ton of college film and tape and all of that and everything. Usually what I do is when it's like college time, there's a ton of gurus out, guys that watch film and tape and all that. And I listen to their videos and hear what they got to say and all. And I go on PFF and see what their write-ups and everything like that. I don't always have a ton of time to watch a lot of college football. Wish I did, but I just don't. I saw Cam. He can throw different angles and he can make every throw. What if we off around and draft Travis too? Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, they all got. See, a lot of the stuff I see with Sanders and like with Ward, right? You see a lot of the good stuff. Obviously making these phenomenal throws on the run and all that stuff. And I said, I don't sit. I as far as watching all the throws and every play and every game and all that. I just don't have time to do that. But I have seen what you're talking about. Oh yeah, a lot. These guys are great athletes. Really great athletes, and you see them, make some really, really good throws. But that's in the college. This is the pros. Might be a little bit different, Said, but I'm certainly not no expert guru on that. I don't. Some guys spend a lot of time on that, and their information is absolutely fantastic. I'm not one of those guys. They will most likely get fired. He might. That's for sure. I'm seeing this here. Danny Dimes. Now here, this one's interesting here. Daniel Jones expected to be picked up because he's got to clear waivers. Okay. Says we need to secure the quarterback and get a defensive tackle. and a couple of linemen. That's a nice grocery list we got going on there. Oh yeah, and we need another cornerback. Absolutely, we got to get somebody to strengthen the run defense without question. That's for sure. And we know Tommy DeVito is not the answer, right? I'm sure Drew Lock's not the answer. We need a quarterback in there. Absolutely. Carlton Davis a free agent. Patrick Grove, Carlton Davis a free agent. I saw this here. Daniel Jones could sign to a practice squad and maximize starting opportunities per report. Now, one thing is with Daniel Jones, is that he could go on some team's practice squad. Okay, so the thing is that goes on a practice squad. He's making like about 20. What the hell did it say? 21,000. Have here somewhere on. Yep. I think it was 21,000 for a week on the practice squad if you were to be picked up. I think that's the most you can make. Oh, I had it somewhere. I must have X'd out of it. But so if he goes on somebody's practice squad, they could pay him like 21,000, I think, for a week there. And if he gets brought up, right, I think he's just paid that 21,000. If he's on somebody's practice squad, right, first team that gets him on the practice squad has a good upper hand. Because if another team comes and picks him off their practice squad, they got to sign him to the team, and he's got to have. I think I read it was he got to sign for 3 paychecks. Now, for 3 paychecks, his salary is for the remainder of the season is about $12 million. So he's owed about $2 million a week. So if they're going to pluck him off of somebody else's practice squad and throw him on their roster, they got to have him on his roster for 3 weeks. They got to pay him about $6 million to put him on their roster. So I'm not so sure about that. Have to come here. Oh yeah, well, I mean that's it's got to be just because there's a free agent there. Yeah, just grab that free agent. Yeah, come on over, brother. Yeah, join the Giants. No, they don't want to come here. If they think it's a SHI blank show, oh yeah, they may not want to come here. Absolutely not. Sure. Jones treatment. Yep. I mean, they told Locke he compete for the starting job. Now the starting job is open and they just jumped over him. They're taking it to Tommy DeVito. I mean, look at Saquon. What do you have? Like 1,800 yards rushing tonight. I mean, they didn't pay McKinney. Now he's tied for the lead in interceptions. He has 7 times the interceptions as the whole Giants team does. He's got 7 interceptions. The whole Giants team has 1. And that was in the first game of the season with about 3 minutes to go and 4 minutes to go in the game, I think it was, somewhere around there. Giants from weeks 2 to 11. Not 1 interception. Wow. My goodness. But there's a lot of teams that could let's say, Jones, who requested and received his legislation from the Giants, is expected to clear waivers on Monday at 4 o'clock. At that point, he's a free agent and allowed to talk to other teams. Jones should sign relatively quickly. Jones is slated to clear waivers because if another team grabs him, he'd be owed $11.83 million left on his contract. Plus, they'd be on the hook for the $23 million injury guarantee for next season. Jones will be able to sign with the team immediately once he becomes a free agent. Perhaps he will do that. He will do what so many veterans have done and sign with the practice squad, meaning his new team would not have to cut any of the 53 players. They take him, put him on the practice squad. Giants will start Tommy DeVito. We know that. let's see, among Jones's possible options, right? Because what could wind up happening, right, is that they can elevate him 3 times. I believe it's 3 times. And they're just paying him, I think, like $21,000 for a week. They elevate him for the 4th time, then he has to become part of the team, right? They have to get rid of a guy. He becomes part of the team. Then they're I guess they're responsible for some of his salary and all of that. So, so there's a lot involved. The thing is that if he's on the practice squad, right, they can keep him on the practice squad for whatever team he signs with, right? And if they need him, like toward the end of the season, or maybe a playoff push, or maybe I don't know, in the playoffs or whatever, they got him on the practice squad. They can bring him up like 3 times without having really financially hurting him. So, he could sign with any team he wants. He has to clear waivers. Once he clears waivers, right, then he's a free agent. He can sign wherever he wants, and it would behoove him to maybe go to a team, right, that needs maybe a backup quarterback that might have, I don't know. He can maybe go to a team that might need him almost right away, or if he maybe just goes to a team, maybe like if Kansas City wants to pick him up or somebody like that, right? He can be on their practice squad, right? If they have success and win a Super Bowl, maybe he'll be on the, who knows? But he has some options. I mean, let's see. The 49ers are dealing with a shoulder injury to starter Brock Purdy, who will miss Sunday's game. A team like Baltimore Ravens could also make some sense, but Jones' athleticism and speed fitting with what Baltimore does in offense. Josh Johnson currently is Lamar's backup. Jones could sign with the Ravens practice squad and work his way up, and general manager Eric DeCosta is always looking to improve his roster. The Raiders are said to like Jones as an organization, and if he's a free agent, they could emerge as an option. Why? Because Las Vegas expects to be a team in the market for a bridge starter in the 2025 offseason, while simultaneously also looking for its quarterback of the future. Jones could audition for his future role and maybe earn even a bigger one. While the Raiders get a look at the free agent to be, Las Vegas likely won't make the playoffs, but that might be Jones's best choice for the future. Now, the thing is, as I said, is Minshew Mania, right? He got injured. So the Raiders, they're going to be looking for a quarterback. The thing is, what you don't know is that, are they going to want to pay his salary? That you don't know. It says also here it says the Arizona Cardinals, the Broncos, the Chargers, and the Vikings are among teams that could be in the market for Jones if and when he clears waivers, per CBS Sports NFL insider Jonathan Jones. Each of those teams could conceivably insert Jones as a top backup quarterback late in the season. Now, the thing is, late in the season. Now, the thing is also, he's on the practice squad. He starts learning the offense, right? He's down there on the practice squad. They're paying him a minimal amount of money. The end of the season, right? Once he gets familiar, maybe throwing the ball gets familiar with the offense, throwing the ball, getting familiar with some of the receivers and all that stuff. Bring him up toward the end of the season. You can bring him up 3 times, and you don't have to pay him. You're paying him, the practice squad. I think that's how it goes, right? They bring him up the 4th time. That's when it's going to start costing them some money. But if they bring him up the 4th time, it might be the last game of the season when it's really, really, they could really use a quarterback, a good backup or something. Who knows? But as of 4:00 tomorrow, okay, if he clears waivers, as long as nobody picks him up or not, because he clears waivers, he's a free agent, right? And then he can go anywhere he wants. So it'd be interesting to see, but apparently there'd be a lot of interest in him. So I'm not exactly sure where he's going to wind up going, but tell you what, man, it's going to be a kick in the freaking pants if he winds up going someplace and does good. I mean, at least, for every Saquon, okay, at least, and for every Xavier McKinney, there's been a Kadarius Toney, right? right? I mean, he was a nutcase here, and he went someplace else, and he was a nutcase there, right? Eli Apple, right? Didn't work out too well here. He went someplace else. Then he liked to talk and all that stuff and everything. So, but I tell you what, if we let Daniel Jones go and he winds up going someplace else and doing really well, boy, I'll tell you what, it's not going to sit very well with Mr. Mara at all. But speaking of, how about I seen this? Anything's possible. Who knows, right? So I saw this here. How about that Mike Vrabel as the new head coach of the New York Football Giants? Now he had himself a nice little run with the Titans. Never had. I mean, let's see here. I mean, obviously he had Henry. Henry was the offense. Let's look here. Tennessee here. 2018. Oh, okay. I just want to say, I want to see all his quarterbacks. Marcus Mariota and Blaine Gabbert. Okay, in 2018. 2019. His quarterbacks. Ryan Tannehill, Marcus Mariota. 2020. Let's see, Tannehill and Logan Woodside. There you go. Right. 2021. Now, once again, let's got to keep in mind, okay, you had Derrick Henry, right, who's an offense all by himself, okay? And Ryan Tannehill and Matthias Farley. Wow. Matthias only threw one pass, so. But let's see, 2020. Was he in there? 2022? Oh, wait. Okay, it was last season. No. Ryan Tannehill again. Yeah, so, I mean, with Vrabel, okay, he's had, he's once again, he did have Derrick Henry, who was, his own offense on his own. So, I mean, he did have a absolute stud of a running back. But as far as, and they had A.J. Brown, right? And they gave A.J. Brown way over to the Eagles. So, but he's never had an upper, as far as I'm concerned, echelon quarterback. I mean, Tannehill's okay quarterback. Can he win you some games? Yep, absolutely. Is he a nice quarterback? Yeah, but I mean, he's not, be interesting to see if Vrabel ever went someplace and maybe had an elite quarterback, right? But I mean, Vrabel will bring some discipline, some toughness, and all that stuff and everything. I saw this. So this is one article here. Mike Vrabel will replace Brian Daboll as the New York Giants head coach. Giants season has gone through so much turmoil that they need a new head coach now. Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen were given a vote of confidence from the owner, Jim Mara. Last week, saying they will still be with organization heading into the 2025 season. The recent news of Daniel Jones being released shows the fan base and the players are supporting Daniel Jones and not Brian Daboll. Well, now he's gone. This shows that there's a real chance that Daboll could be fired if the season continues on a spiral. In Week 12, the Giants got dog-walked by the Buccaneers, and players like Dexter Lawrence and Malik Neighbors came out and said the team was soft, unprepared, and lacked wanted. It's clear that Daboll is losing the locker room, and it's a very similar situation to the Cincinnati Bengals with Zach Taylor. The Giants, on one hand, don't have their franchise quarterback, so the blame could be placed which gives Daboll more leeway. Whoever wrote this article says, I'm of the belief that if they continue their 6-game losing streak into the rest of the season, the Giants brass will have no choice but to fire him. Malik Neighbors' quote was the most poignant to me because he was stating that it's not a quarterback issue and kept implying that for him to get more targets, you have to ask Daboll. And I started getting the ball when it's 30-0. What do you want me to do? Talk to Dabes about that. Talk to Dabes. So there's obviously names like Bill Belichick, Ben Johnson, Bobby Slowick on the potential head coaching block, and Bill Belichick could be a good option also. He just said Bill Belichick. Vrabel still remains the most realistic. Let's see. The Browns, they might need. It says also here they might replace Kevin Stefanski with Vrabel as well too. When you look at the job what Vrabel did with the Titans, he had success with a quarterback, Brian Tannehill, who was not elite, but he played hard-nosed football and became a gritty team. Yes, they did. Giants media will always have tough expectations, but Vrabel is the guy truly believe can turn the culture around in New York. They stick with Daboll for another season. I think this could be a mistake because he seems to have lost the locker room this season. He started the Giants' career with a 9-8 season. Man, one of these guys smoking 9-7-1 season. Winning coach of the year. Then he dropped to 6-11 last year. Now they're 2-9. That playoff victory isn't even remembered in the organization now. And for that reason, he should be gone. If it's not, I'd be interviewed for 3 years ago before they hired Brian Daboll as the next potential candidate as their head coach. But all in the culture shift needs to happen, and I believe Vrabel. No, that's it. Vrabel. So, interesting. As I said, it's going to be interesting to see, right? As I said, he gave, he said, and I understand that. They came here, and Daniel Jones was here. John Mara is like, hey, how you doing, Joe Shane? Good, okay. Well, welcome to the Giants, and here's your quarterback, Daniel Jones. Right now, they had an option, right? They chose to pay him. Of course, that backfired, so they could have gotten rid of him, right? But it'd be interesting to see if what happens. I mean, if this continues to spiral out of control, he loses the locker room and all and everything, and we have to wind up waiting to see. Wait to see in a couple things. One, right? If it spirals out of control, does he lose his job? If he loses his job, do both of them lose their job, right? Because they both came together. Did they both leave together? Dave's might be losing the locker room, but Shane is also making some bad decisions as well too. I mean, once again, national TV, right? You didn't want to pay your best player, right? And now he put up 3,800 yards tonight running the ball, right? And he's basically, he's the biggest reason that the Eagles right now are going to win the division because the Commanders they were 6-1 or whatever the heck they were or something like that, or like 7-4 or 7-5 or something. I mean, they're going. I mean, not that they're a horrible team, but they're So it looks like the Eagles are going to win the division, and one of the biggest reasons they're going to win the division is because of Saquon Barkley, right? So. Shane's made some boo-boos. Daboll's losing the team. So, very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. So, got a quick turnaround here. I mean, here it is Monday morning, right? And just in a few days, Giants are going to be taking on the Cowboys in another Thanksgiving day. Hopefully, it wasn't too bad 2 years ago. The Giants were at least winning at halftime, if I remember correctly, in that one, and we just let it get away. Hopefully the game's a little bit closer than the one it was last year, at least. But last year they had Dak in there throwing the ball. This year it'll be Cooper Rush. This year, right? I guess we got Cooper Rush going against Tommy DeVito. Wow, what a Thanksgiving day that was! What a Thanksgiving Day treat that'll be, huh? Unbelievable. All right, guys. Well, it's been 1 hour and 15 minutes. Hey. Whoever spent any time listening to me live, thank you. Good talking to you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you Thank you so much for spending your time with me, staying up late with me. I greatly appreciate it. It's great talking Giants football. Unfortunately, once again, as always, we're talking negative. We don't have anything good to talk about. So maybe one of these days we'll actually have a victory to talk about. So whoever spent any time listening to me live, thank you, thank you, thank you. Or if anybody's going to spend any time watching the replay of this, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me. And as always, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo! Oh, yeah.